Hi, my name is Grace, and welcome to Tech Talks. Today we're here with Stephen King, the Chief Innovation Officer of UNC Blue Sky Innovations.
Glad to be here, thanks.
Today we're talking about data warehouses, and first of all, what are data warehouses?
We have lots of data today. Companies have been collecting data for years, and our phones are generating data. We have data coming from so many different sources. And a data warehouse is basically an ability or a series of databases and servers that allow us to store that information in a way that lets us to retrieve it and use that for different algorithms and different uses and analytics, and so that we can actually make value out of the data.
What role do data warehouses play in our daily lives?
Well, most people never talk about data warehouses. It's not a consumer device that you're going and buying, but it's something that the CIO of a company is thinking a lot about, right? And so, really, these are the things that are the underlying structure, the substructure that allows all of these AI insights and statistical insights, anything that we're getting where we're running machine learning algorithms and things on it, being able to gather that information. Data warehouses is what makes that work underlying those algorithms.
And how's that different from a database or accepting cookies when I go to a website?
Yeah. So when we think about a database is kind of a small version of what a data warehouse could be, right? And so data warehouses are large. They have large, terabytes and petabytes of data, and it organizes in a way similar to a database. But there's a lot more interconnectivity and a lot of other things that need to happen to make the access to that data easy. Now, when you store a cookie on your site, on your local machine, on your laptop or whatever, that is a data file that's accessed by other ways, and other websites and things that may be accessing that cookie, and they will take that information and then store it in a data warehouse. But you have a local version of that data information, and the companies are gathering that information and then storing that in their warehouse.
Okay, so where are these data warehouses located?
So data warehouses could be anywhere. They could be in a small business and kind of in their server rooms, but most of them are done by cloud providers and server providers. So you have these large data centers that have stacks and stacks of servers, and essentially that's where that data is being stored, and companies will lease space on some of the providers like Amazon or Google or any of these other larger providers that do this service. Most companies are leasing that space.
Who's using these data warehouses specifically? Like, who's doing something that is innovative with the way that we track, store, and analyze this data?
Yeah. Well, whenever you're getting a prediction algorithm, when someone tells you like this because you like that, or they suggest things to you, those are pretty much algorithms that are built off of systems that are running on data warehouses. So they're gathering that data over time through lots of your actions and interactions. Maybe it's coming from data that's coming from the Internet of Things and lots of different devices contributing into that data warehouse, and then ultimately they're coming out. So if you think about any of your search recommendations, any of your purchasing history and things where we're gathering insights from that, when advertisers want to reach out to you for a very specific thing that seems to match exactly your personality and your buying habits, that probably was happening by an algorithm that was getting data from a data warehouse.
All right, last question. Where do you see the future of data and data warehouses?
We know that we're going to continue to collect lots of data. We're generating more data today in a minute than we generated in all of the 1980s. Okay, so we will continue to generate more and more data over and over again. Our phones are collecting data. Every action that we do, we have more and more devices connected to the internet. So I think we're going to continue to see this grow. So maybe you need to be investing in storage media, right? Being able to store data, because we know that's going to continue to grow and there's going to be a need. So I do see that growing. I think our data warehouses are going to get more efficient. We're going to learn what data to store in data lakes, which is basically a larger version of that's not as easily accessible, whereas the database and the data warehouse is a little bit more like a database that's accessible. We're going to learn how to be smarter about that, and so data warehouses are going to get smarter in themselves and have faster access, but every company is going to need a data warehouse if they don't already have them. Even the smaller companies are going to be moving in that direction.
Well, that's Tech Talks. Be sure to follow us on social media and see what we are talking about next. Thank you.